One of those pieces of legislation is the Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000, which provides major funding for organizations and hotlines against human trafficking. Harley-Davidson offers riders who need to get the endorsements the chance to enroll in rigorous class sessions. That's where they'll learn safety techniques, all things that they need to know before stepping onto the bike. That's right, Lee. The story is still developing, deputies are still investigating, and suspects are still at large. Even without Energy's physical help, they say that keeping your energy costs low during the fall and winter months is easy. It just takes a caulking gun like this and sealing up your hose around your house to keep the cold air out and the warm air in. Good evening, I'm Gerron Jordan. Cynthia Arsenault is off tonight. The rules are changing for Cameron Parish homeowners. New FEMA flood maps go into effect next month. It needs just under 10,000 more before December 7th to get a response from the White House. So, Cynthia, it will be interesting to see, even though this can't technically happen, what type of response the White House issued. Well, nobody will vote against the weather we're enjoying right now. For more on that, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Wade Hampton out at Washington Marion High School. That's the site of tonight's Game of the Week. Wade?
KPLC's Gerron Jordan joins us now with a local man's effort to stop it.
That's right, Cynthia. Well, it's an effort centered on toughening the law to stop the widespread problem of human trafficking. Meet Rusty Havens, a Singer resident who has dedicated his life to fighting a rising injustice in America, human sex trafficking.
The estimated number is to be around 300,000 slaves in the U.S. alone. And that's a combination of sex trafficking and labor trafficking.
Human sex trafficking is the buying and selling of people for sex and has been brought to light in America by movies and documentaries. But Havens learned about it while at a college conference in Atlanta.
And I was already just like, okay, let me go home and pack a bag and send me to Africa, Timbuktu, or wherever it's at.
But to his surprise, he found out the issue isn't isolated to Africa or Timbuktu. It takes place right on American soil.
Slavery happens in every state. Man, that broke my heart again. And that has just propelled me to join the fight against modern-day slavery.
Havens heads the Louisiana chapter of the International Justice Mission. A key part of his effort is helping residents tell their legislators to help create and restore legislation that protects people against human trafficking. One of those pieces of legislation is the Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000, which provides major funding for organizations and hotlines against human trafficking. The bill expires in December, which motivates Havens to work faster and harder for a cause he so strongly believes in.
It provides fundings for shelters that take in victims of human trafficking so they can provide education and hopefully a better chance of the slave victims to not be sold again.
And as he serves as the David fighting this Goliath of a fight, he hopes others will join him too.
I fully believe that the 8 billion people in the world today can do something about it, and hopefully they will.
The United States Post Office motto reads that snow, rain, or heat won't stop a courier from doing their job, but it doesn't say anything about hurricanes. Thursday marked the second-day mail drop-off slots at the post office in Lake Charles were covered, preventing people from being able to mail things without going inside. But inside, customers noticed something else.
I'm not too sure. I came to come check our mail for my business, and, well, no one's here. So, just kind of wondering.
According to the U.S. Post Office, Hurricane Isaac caused mail plants in Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans to close until 12 this afternoon. But they had no record of local offices in our area being closed.
I called just to make sure, and there was a national number, and they called here, or they looked on their schedule or something like that and said that it should be open from 1 to 4. They were out to lunch when I called.
But it wasn't a lunch break. Hours after, still no one. Anybody home?
It's like, well, we're in Louisiana with hurricanes and everything. He goes, oh, okay, well, let me check on that. And they said that they checked this location and made sure that it was open and it was supposed to be.
The front doors to this post office on Moss Street in Lake Charles are open, and the hours of operation read Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. But it's this gated-up customer service desk that customers see once they're in that let them know that something isn't right here.
The door's down, and there's not a sign or anything, so I guess it's closed. There's not any indication otherwise.
With knowledge of Isaac approaching for days, one customer says he should have been warned of any closures or changes before paying for expedited service.
They should have told me that when I paid for it. If I'd have known that, I'd have just went on and sent a regular mail.
And with no one from local post offices able to answer our questions, we'll have to wait and see if tomorrow brings mail to your mailbox. As of Monday, residents in 20 states, including Louisiana and neighboring Texas, have started petitions under the White House's We the People campaign. The petition for Louisiana, started by a Michael E. of Slidell, has already received over 15,000 signatures. But does that mean anything? Dr. Henry Sergo, professor of politics and government at McNeese State University, says no.
They have the right of free speech, and they can promote any idea they want to, but it's not going to have, it certainly won't have any effect.
That's because in order to secede, the Constitution would have to change. Another thing Sergo says isn't likely.
They would have to pass an amendment to nullify the entire United States Constitution, which would not get the support of 2/3 of the members of the U.S. House, who probably don't want to give up their jobs.
But there was a time during the Louisiana Purchase of 1803 where secession was possible.
The Federalists basically developed this concept of secession, which was extraordinarily unpopular.
A feeling still around today.
Do not secede from the country, okay? Why? Because we're United States, okay? Now, Puerto Rico can become the 51st state, okay? But to get away from the United States, no.
If you don't want to be American, leave America. You know, I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. If they don't want to be here, if they want to separate, then separate. You know, it's that simple.
To some, secession is the only answer.
Oh, I don't know what else we can do. We vote, doesn't do any good. Why? You want change in Congress, you want change in the presidency, but you can't get it.
To others, the answer lies in working together.
We got enough enemies overseas. We don't need to fight each other. We need to get together here.
For one group of sportsmen in Lake Charles, the start of hunting season means making room for the new season's kill.
We thought it was a really good time right at the beginning of the season when guys want to clean out their freezers, donate some of their meat from the previous season to give to Abraham's Tent.
Started in 2001 by the late Dr. John Fourier, Sportsmen for the Hungry has become a family tradition that serves double duty by benefiting the community as well.
Being a sportsman, we wanted to donate some of, a percentage of our kill to the needy.
At Gordon's drugstore in Lake Charles on Sunday, it was truck after truck as men and women unloaded meats, canned goods, rice, and other food items into bins to be given to the Abraham's Tent shelter.
I dropped off the turkey and I dropped off a little bit of seafood and some ramen noodles and anything else I could find in my pantry.
Oh, I have overabundance at the end of the year. I'm happy to give it to Abraham's Tent. I'm a big believer in it. Let somebody else have it that can really need it.
From the parking lot at Gordon's drugstore here to the kitchen at Abraham's Tent, the food collected will be sorted, separated, and stored to help this shelter in fulfilling its mission of providing one hot meal every day to anybody who needs it.
Anyone who needs it, and for as often as they need it.
Pearl Cole serves as the executive director for Abraham's Tent, and having been the benefactor of the Sportsmen for the Hungry event for more than a decade now, says this year's turnout was phenomenal.
Definitely a major increase from years past, okay? We're looking at, I would say, somewhere at least 50% more than what we're accustomed to receiving.
A sign that the people of Southwest Louisiana take to heart that age-old proverb, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Thank you. We can't do it without you. This is a community effort, and we thank you.